by the expression of goodwill and best wishes to me on this birthday. And I'm not sure I've gotten this kind of song from any group, particularly the press. And I want to thank you for the relationship that we have beyond the official work. The fact that in any position you find yourself, it is critical that you develop relationships. Because every job has a NAVDAC number. What I mean is that an expiry date. It is what you do in that office that takes you further in life and the relationship you build. So I want to thank you very much, and I want to appreciate you. I'm sure I'm going to talk to the chairman. We must find a way to dress down on this and do the birthday. Even though it's gone, we must celebrate somehow. If only with a pizza, we should do that. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Good evening, gentlemen. I thank you again for the support you give to this office and to this party. Beyond the support of the party, that we should do for this country. Because again, we talk about the executive, the judiciary, the legislature, but oftentimes we forget about the fourth estate of the realm, which is the press. And it is critical in any democracy, in any society, to have what you do celebrated. So I celebrate you and I thank you. We've called you this evening on a Sunday, and I want to just emphasize that despite challenging requirements of the family and days probably off, we are never off duty. We are constantly on duty 24/7. No matter the day of the week, no matter the time of the week. So I want to celebrate and thank you for what you do. So we've called you today for interactive section and a couple of things. Number one is to talk about the comments of the INEC chairman over the weekend, wherein he was in Kogi State personally, and he gave inkling to the thinking of INEC, and he made some clarification. So the PDP, we have noted the statement of the INEC chairman that INEC, and this is very important, it's very important for our democracy and for the nation, and indeed for the whole world, that INEC will make full, that's what, full use of its bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the INEC result viewing portal, which is IREV, for uploading an electronic transmission of results in the November 11, 2023 governorship elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi governorship elections. I just want to emphasize that. We've heard this before. But INEC chairman has said that they will upload electronically and transmit results in the November 11, 2023 governorship election. The PDP has reviewed issues relating to the conduct of the November 11, 2023 governorship elections in the three states of Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo State. And we note as follows. One, the PDP knows that the INEC chairman has confirmed, the word confirmed, that the use of BVAS and IREF in these elections and even in previous elections is a mandatory statutory requirement of the law. What he has said is that the Electoral Act, which has made those very copious provisions as to how do you transmit elect. So it's a nice thing and it's sharing news, even though we take it with a lot of reservation, having regards to the previous act of INEC, that the INEC chairman is now saying that indeed those procedures are mandatory provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. The PDP holds INEC Chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, directly responsible and accountable to its pronouncement, and that INEC is bound by law to electronically transmit results directly from the polling units using these technologies. What he has said, in line with the provisions of the Electoral Act, that those selections from the units will be transmitted immediately, almost automatically, as they are counted into the IREF, so that the transparency and the fact that the Nigerians can see it and view it. That is very critical, and that is a welcome development, and we expect that INEC and the chairman's word can mean what he says it is. The PDP is fully prepared for these elections. We're very, very prepared. And in line with the commitment of INEC, we will not accept any other means of transmitting results in these elections, except as in this manner pronounced by INEC chairman, which has confirmed, in line with the requirement of the Electoral Act 2022. What the INEC chairman has simply just said is to say, look, there's an act, Electoral Act 2022, which in it provisions are made copious, very copious provisions in terms of the procedure of election, of transmitting. So the PDP will not accept any other mode other than the one confirmed by the INEC, which is in line and consistent with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022. The PDP has commenced training of our polling agents at all levels to ensure total compliance to the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the Electoral Act 2022, INEC guidelines and regulations, especially as confirmed by the INEC chairman. Now, I need to give you an update on all the three elections, how prepared we are in Bayelsa, in Kogi, and in Imo State. In Bayelsa State, it's an update from the states, and I think it's important that Nigerians know and the electorates know, so that we know exactly where we are. In Bayelsa State, the PDP has a miracle governor. I'm sure the whole world has attested to that. It's a performing governor. The governor who, for the first time ever, has constructed a bridge over the Atlantic to connect southern Niger, where the APC governorship candidate comes from. Before now, they would need to put their cars in Yenagua and then go by boat to their communities. For the first time, people are able to drive to their communities. That's the first time people are seeing cars, as it were, coming to their community. That justifies why it's ably called the miracle governor. It's a governor who enjoys on the ground an overwhelming support of the people. The APC candidate Timipre Silva should have by now realized that he is alone. And it's not what I say, it's what we can feel and view. His leaders are leaving, daily the APC are leaving, knowing that he will fail. So his party leaders have all abandoned him. And they've abandoned him because they know that it's a bad sell. Timipre Silva has no fighting chance, and he knows that by now, even though he may not admit it publicly. Before Governor Diri, whose unprecedented achievement, some of which I've just read out, have endeared him to the people. And we call on TB Priscilla that it is not too late to heed white counsel and withdraw from the race. I mean, if you know this is not going nowhere, it will be honorable, it will be timely, it will be good for the people of Bayelsa said that, and it will be honorable for him to know that I have no fighting chance and he should just drop the towel. On Kogi State, the update on that. We have a very popular candidate, Senator Dino Melaye, whose popularity and public acceptance have completely dwarfed and domed the rejected APC candidate, Usman Ododo. Ododo, you will recall, is alleged to be responsible for the pitiable state of local government councils in Kogi State, which have not been able to pay salaries, gratuities, and pensions, arising, and this is key, from his alleged role in the diversion of local government funds to Governor Yahaya Bello. It's in the public domain that when he was Auditor General of the local government affairs, money coming to the state were allegedly diverted by him in a subterranean form to the governor. And this has been in the public domain and he has not said a word about it. So we challenge Ododo to come clean on that allegation and clear the air. And his alleged activities in that ministry, where he was Auditor General, it justifies why Ododo is deservedly, he deserves that. He has a name, like a nickname in Kogi State, where they call him agent of poverty and pain, because the local government cannot pay salaries, they can't pay gratuities, they can't pay pensions. And arising from that they are poor. And so they call him the agent of poverty and pains in Kogi State. In Imo, the PDP has a very popular candidate in Senator Samuel Anyanwu, whose popularity and acceptance across the state have now thrown the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodimma, and the APC in the state into mortal affair. Senator Anyanwu's mission, and this is the mission, it's important to note the mission of Senator Anyanwu and the PDP's candidate. His mission is to make Imo safe again. It's in the public domain that Imo is a challenged state in terms of security. And that message of make Imo State safe again is resonating across the state. And overwhelming majority of the people of Imo State are rallying with him to achieve this. You know that for you to have any development or anything you call a semblance of development, there must be security, and people must have that feeling that they are safe. So that's what our candidate is bringing to the table, and that mission has resonated and is resonating with the people, and that's why you find on a daily basis that people, the people of Imo State, who have been under so much pain in the last about 4 years of Hope Uzodimma, who have remained hopeless, they know that, yes, indeed, we have someone, and this is consistent with the policy of the PDP, to ensure that that which is the primary purpose of government, the welfare and security of people, is guaranteed. So our candidate is coming with that mindset, with that mission, to ensure that the Imo State is safe again, so that economic life can blossom and that employment can be created. It's been on the news lately where Hope Uzodimma publicly said that he's going to tell people to get 4,000 jobs in Europe and in Americas. So what he has said that I failed, don't look for a job here because I can't create one. I'm going to ship you abroad. That looks like a government-endorsed slavery. So Hope Uzodinma knows that it's a problem. The people are with our party, and candidate Samuel Anyang, who has a pedigree of being with the people, was a two-term local government chairman, two-term member of House of Assembly, one-time senator of the Federal Republic, and today the secretary of the party. Having regards to these various experiences, of course, it takes the government, the legislative experience, the executive experience, the management experience in terms of party issues, which is all you need to have a good government. Governor Uzodinma has never won election in Imo State, and you can check his record. It's on record that he said and boasted that he became governor through the Ben Johnson way, which is by fraud, by cheating, by manipulation. You recall Ben Johnson when he won the 100-meter race, and it was induced by drug, and it was withdrawn from him. He has said that this is from Ben Johnson way. But this time around, the Imo people are not ready for a Ben Johnson governor. That's why they're settling for the PDP candidate, Senator Samuel Anyang. This is why the APC has now resorted to violence. You see them orchestrating violence. And with that, when a government cannot secure the people, that government has failed. Today, there are some parts of Imo State that Uzodinma as governor cannot visit, including his own local government. And our candidate last time dared him, say, you know what, in the debate, you go to your village without security, and I will go to the same your village without security, and let's see who comes back. That challenge is still on the table. Hope Uzodinma should visit his community, his local government, unaided by armored tanks with which he moves around. And Samuel Anyang, senator, a governorship candidate, will visit the same place without security. And let's see who comes back alive. If you as a governor cannot have your home, then that tells you that you have failed and failed woefully. Now, we come to a very important issue. The INEC is key to what makes a government legitimate in the process. And it is heartwarming, like I said, even with reservation, that INEC has said that we will obey the laws, the provisions of the Electoral Act, and the 3 elections. What it means is that the INEC has a golden opportunity now to redeem its image, arising from the recent pass of the general elections of February and March. So INEC has that opportunity. And the opportunity now presents itself now with the 3 elections, and particularly from Imo State, where there have been so much concern, having regards to the linkage and the allegations. Now, on the Imo INEC, for the opportune time, our party, the PDP, demands, and this is important, for the immediate removal of the openly compromised Imo State INEC REC, Resident Election Commissioner, Professor Sylvia Agu. The PDP and other political parties had written several letters to INEC. Recently, the political parties, including the PDP, the Labour Party, the YPP, Young Progressive Party, the ADC, AA, among others, staged a peaceful protest to INEC, demanding for the immediate removal of Professor Sylvia Agu. This is important. And you see, the legitimacy, the integrity, the confidence of the electorate is directly related and derived from the leadership of any institution. Now, It is alleged that his compromise her conduct in the 2023 National House of Assembly elections, where she allegedly manipulated and brazenly assisted the APC in rigging the elections, are in the public domain, and it's there. You can read it, where her actions, elections didn't take place. You find results being declared, and then with army, with security agencies or some thugs harassing people. This again is very important, because integrity is not like in the text in the court process. A judge would recuse himself, and the test is not bias, the likelihood of bias. That is, people might think I will bias. That is for you to recuse yourself and say, I will not sit in this case because the ordinary man would believe that I could be biased. That's the text. It's not actual bias. Now hear this. Professor Sylvia Agu is a direct relation of a national officer of the APC. And there are allegations that she is being further compromised to assist the APC to rig the November 11 governorship election. Now, if you have a relation in a process where your relation is going to contest, what would be honorable for you to recuse yourself? So, if she will not do that, the INEC chairman has a responsibility to redeploy her so that the process can be seen by ordinary man on the street that indeed it is free, fair, transparent, and there's no possibility of any compromise or anybody who might have an ulterior motive. This is the text. Professor Agu, having regards to her antecedent in previous election, has the likelihood of bringing compromise, particularly against the allegation in the public domain that she has been holding clandestine meetings. So she must be removed. She must be redeployed. She must, in her own interest, recuse herself. And I think that's the most honorable thing to do. The continuing stay of Professor Agu as Imo Rec is provocative. Why is it provocative? Because many parties had led a protest to say we don't trust her, we don't believe in her ability to be independent, we don't believe that she will not be compromised, having regards to what she has done before. So her continuing stay in office is provocative, is inciting, and it will amount to testing the will of the people of Imo State and daring them to do their worst. I don't think that is what INEC wants to do. I believe INEC now has a golden opportunity, and they shouldn't allow it to sleep. Professor Mahmood Yakubu has a golden opportunity with these 3 elections to do that, which will bring some level of confidence that indeed INEC can be truly independent and do that which is good in the interest of democracy and sustain that democracy. INEC has a lot of recs. There are resident election commissioners, several of them, from which INEC chairman can choose to replace Professor Sylvia Agu now. And that's to avoid a scenario that could be worse than what happened in the Adamawa State governorship election, where INEC refused to change the compromise rec. You will recall severally here. We called, addressing a press conference, requesting you to speak to the whole world, to spy you through to Professor Mahmood Yakubu, that the resident electoral commissioner, then in Adamawa State, should be removed because there were open confirmation of the allegation that he's indeed compromised. And what did you find? The INEC refused to do that. The man went on to compromise the election, and we saw the violence that followed that, including where somebody was wounded, which we deploy and condemn. But indeed, those were the direct consequences of not listening to wise counsel. Now we're saying again in Imo that Professor Agu has been proven to be likely to be biased, and in fact has been biased in the past from records. And INEC chairman should, in the interest of democracy, in the interest of peace, in the interest of the integrity of the process, of the election, particularly in Imo State, remove Professor Sylvia Agu. And if there are other information in other states, as we get them, we say, because I always say in this forum that, look, when you say something or hear something, say it out so that we can have a conversation about it. INEC chairman must note, and this is important, that the integrity of an election process is directly related to the confidence of the electorate. And that comes from the head of that institution. Can we trust her? Can we believe her to follow the laws? Now, INEC chairman has declared that yes, we will follow the law. We will follow the processes. We will use beavers. We will use the IREV. They've gone ahead to do a mock election in Kogi and, of course, in other places. And they said we should be expecting that result. We're eagerly waiting for the outcome of that mock. If they have gone through that way, INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, should recognize that Nigerians are watching, the Imo people are expectant. Indeed, the whole world is looking up to INEC to redeem its battered image with respect to the elections in Bayelsa, in Kogi, and in Imo State. So, our final demand is this. The Imo people haven't lost confidence in Professor Sylvia Agu's neutrality. The PDP is asking and demanding that she should be immediately redeployed from Imo State. We said that INEC has a golden opportunity to redeem its image, which was largely battered by the conduct of the presidential, national election, and the governorship and House of Assembly elections in February and in March. Professor Mahmood Yakubu had gone to Kogi. We've gone through this route before. They have made promises not only to us, but to the whole world, which are not kept. But there's an opportunity for him now and the institution to keep it. And that's why I said in my closing that not only are Imo people expectant that he will do the right thing, which is the institution of the INEC, that the Nigerians are watching, they expect him to begin to redeem the image of, and more importantly, which again is very critical, is that the international community is watching. We've been having interaction as a party with foreign embassies in this country, the ambassadors, the high commissioners, and they have expressed interest. And I think INEC should recognize the European Union, another partner agency, donated money to help us in the last election. And they have made commitment to those bodies that they will do the right thing in accordance with the law. On our part as a party, we have a responsibility. That's why we've started training ourselves. They're very conversant with the law and the procedures. The presiding officers will know that we have well-trained officers who are polling agents of the party. And we will insist from the units that elections will be conducted by beavers, application, and IREV, and result will be transmitted from the unit. And our people, we have told them to begin to send out those results, which we will collect. We will know the result even before the final collation, because it will be online real time. So INEC has an opportunity to redeem its image. As a party, we have obligation to ensure compliance, and INEC should note that we will insist on compliance. Since he's confirmed it, pronounced it, even had a mock trial of an election, we believe that they should do it, and in fact they must do it because the provision is shall in the Electoral Act. Thank you, sir.